Viewers, your channel, your voice has won your trust because of its unimpeachable integrity. We wouldn't be the most watched, the most influential TV channel without your viewership. Times Now's team prides itself in being the most hardworking, the most conscientious, the most influenced and influential. Our only motivation is to put viewer and national interests first, and we have done so every single day of our existence. Unfortunately, our existence, our persistence has won us some enemies who want to discredit our fair name and who are allied with powerful forces to deal a mortal blow to us. We have gone through a torrid time in fighting the forces of manipulation, avarice, and most importantly, disinformation. Today, another channel that is trying desperately to redeem its tattered reputation is claiming that Times Now has manipulated ratings. It is relying on an enforcement directorate charge sheet that actually makes no such claim in black and white. The ED report or charge sheet, call it what you want to, cannot make this claim because the ED knows that it isn't born out of any facts. There are no facts. Only those with a malicious intent are trying to attribute motives to the open-ended words of the Enforcement Directorate. The ED, of course, viewers, is a central investigative agency and has insinuated itself into the TRP fixing case, even though it is primarily concerned with offences related to money laundering. Of course, the TRP fixing case is also being investigated by the Mumbai police, which makes the ED present that much more questionable. Anyway, back to the main story and the purpose of this broadcast. Over the next few hours, we at Times Now will set the record straight and call out the mischievous, slanderous, patently false propaganda that is being disseminated to malign your channel's image by misrepresenting the ED charge sheet. The first item, viewers, that we want to show you is our response to BARC, the channel rating agency, on a show cause issued to us on 13 December 2017. In its letter, BARC refers to two things: unusual spike in Times Now ratings and the existence of 3 videos. Times Now replied in detail to the BARC show cause. Viewers, here in my hand is the letter that we wrote back to BARC. We had appeared before BARC in person. We were not running away. We were not hiding. We went there. What did we tell them? Spike in ratings is not abnormal. As far as spike shown in ratings on certain days in certain markets is concerned, we've already clarified the reasons for the same in our meetings. Most of the purported abnormalities can be explained by the use of landing pages in such markets, and considering that landing pages are the major marketing boost, they cannot really be referred to be abnormal in the real sense, unquote. Viewers, this explanation was accepted by BARC. Here is that letter, the clean chit. We also talked about other issues. We said that the videos were malicious creation. About the videos, we have clarified that we neither have any knowledge nor any involvement in any such unscrupulous activity. In fact, this clearly points to the involvement of some malicious party entity who is trying to spoil our reputation. In the past, we have been the victim of reduced channel share, and thinking that on-ground panel tampering by certain players may be the reason for the same, have shared our concerns with your agency, where the ratings have shown abnormally unprecedented spikes from time to time, unquote. We also went on to say that we request the details about the so-called videos that suggest that we have tampered. In our reply dated 29 November 2017, We have already clarified our position and stand on this issue in a very clear manner, and we had requested for details about the videos to initiate necessary action from our side to find out the parties involved. We reiterate that these videos are highly sensitive and confidential in nature, and we expect you to maintain a high amount of caution to maintain the confidentiality of the same under and any all circumstances. We also, viewers, in our reply, called out the malicious act of certain organizations and broadcasters. We said to BARC, we wish to inform you that we have strong reasons to believe that this is nothing but a motivated and malicious act on certain organizations, broadcasters to tarnish and damage the image of our brand channel Times Now. At the cost of repetition, we once again confirm that Times Network and its management have not committed any acts which is covered in your show cause notice and will never do so now or in the future. We also said, viewers, we are ready to support BARC in any manner that you feel practical, that BARC feels practical, even financially, to engage specialists or to go to the appropriate authorities to investigate this matter so that we can reach to a step closer to end this malice rampantly spreading in our industry, which will ultimately dilute the importance of television ratings and BARC, and we are ready to stand with BARC in all such initiatives to fight and deal with this, unquote. BARC responded, viewers, precisely 17 days later. On December 26th, it issued a clean chit without prejudice to Times Now. Viewers, this is the same BARC that was headed by a CEO who is known to have shared an unhealthy relationship with the proprietor of Republic TV, Arnab Goswami. Remember, viewers, several dubious WhatsApp chats and emails between Goswami and Dasgupta point to a relationship that raises concerns about clear conflict of interest. More on that in just a few moments. But now let's look at the BARC clean chit to Times Now. BARC said, we are in receipt of the captioned letter. Nothing stated in the letter shall be deemed to have been admitted by BARC for want of specific traverse denial. 2. Without prejudice to the above, we have taken note of the contents of the caption letter dated December 13, 2017. In view of the explanation provided by you in the captioned interim reply and the letter dated December 13, 2017, as well as the clarification provided by your representatives in respect of the abnormal increase in viewership raw data of the channel during the course of the meetings conducted on November 28, 2017, December 6, 2017, we have decided to not initiate any action against you under the show cause notice. Viewers, the clean chit therefore raises some important questions. And let me bring those questions to your attention. Why did BARC give a clean chit to Times Now if it was guilty of TRP fixing by buying viewers? And if it had a video? Why did BARC categorically rule out initiating action against Times Now? Would Times Now have offered to fund a probe against itself had it been guilty? Had we been guilty? We would have run away. We would have avoided response. Another channel, viewers, has been punished by BARC. Several others have been punished by BARC. What was so special about Times Now? Why didn't BARC take up Times Now's offer to pay for the services of a specialist to investigate the videos? If BARC was not convinced by our response, why didn't it investigate the videos itself? If videos were definitive proof of malfeasance, why didn't BARC punish Times Now? Why didn't BARC register a case against Times Now with appropriate authorities, like the police, as suggested by Times Now? We actually told BARC, go to the police. Did BARC not investigate, viewers? Here's the nub. Because videos were fabricated and maliciously designed to frame Times Now. Now remember, viewers, the timeline. Somewhere in July, Times Now raised this matter with BARC. BARC stonewalled Times Now about the fixing that was going on. It continuously stonewalled Times Now. Eventually, viewers, the media, the wider media, got to know this story. We spoke to certain news outlets and we told them, with the proof of our communication with BARC and the data, that there was something wrong. Right after that, viewers, BARC began to build for itself a contingency plan because it realized that its game was up. Viewers, there is a more specific question I want to ask. When Enforcement Directorate was aware of the BARC clean chit to Times Now, why didn't it mention it in its charge sheet? Why is the channel that is selectively highlighting facts not conducting a due diligence to ascertain what action BARC took against Times Now, which was zero? Is the channel maligning Times Now afraid to show the BARC clean chit to the public, to you? Why would a CEO of BARC, known to be close to the proprietor of Republic TV, give Times Now clean chit? And viewers, if there was nothing happening, if there was no TRP fixing, why did the government suspend the ratings for almost 2 years? Was the government also lying? What do these takeaways tell us, viewers? Here are the takeaways. That BARC, run by Partho Dasgupta, cleared Times Now of all accusations and charges. Number 2, the videos that were circulated were tampered and made by our competitors with an intent to blackmail and trap Times Now. Is this not a reasonable conclusion to draw? None of the videos were found to be genuine or authentic, and therefore the investigation against Times Now was closed. Republic TV is deliberately and selectively cherry-picking quotes from the ED report to malign Times Now and deflect attention from its own self. If, viewers, the Enforcement Directorate thinks we are guilty, why haven't we been booked? What is stopping the ED? But it must be remembered, viewers, the Mumbai police is still investigating Republic TV in connection with the TRP fixing case. Lastly, Partho Dasgupta and his impugned team are still under investigation by the Mumbai police. Just for the record, viewers, the entire scandal has arisen because of an inexplicable and very suspicious familiarity between Arnab Goswami and Partho Dasgupta, who was the ex-CEO of BARC, which is borne out through a series of exchanges. Why would the head of a channel and the head of a rating agency be on such familiar terms? Why would they be making pillow talk? Isn't this by itself a conflict of interest? Let me give you some instances, viewers. On August 13, 2019, Vikas Khanchandani, then CEO of Republic, writes to Romil Ramgadia, the number 2 in BARC, right under Partho Dasgupta, to say, sir, number 1 करवा दीजिए, वैष्णो देवी माता के दर्शन करने हैं. Viewers, this is like a political party writing to the Election Commission and saying, थोड़े votes बढ़ा दीजिए, चुनाव जितवा दीजिए, क्योंकि वैष्णो देवी के दर्शन करने हैं. Viewers, if this had come out in the public, in the political realm, there would have been madness. People would have investigated. Why hasn't the ED investigated this? Another instance. April 2, 2019, Romil Ramgadia, former BARC COO, writing to Partho Dasgupta, his boss, time now is down since we are controlling their Delhi landing more. Why? Why single out Times Now? Viewers, something wrong. August 29, 2017, Partho Dasgupta, former BARC CEO, to Romil Ramgadia, his deputy. The numbers look okay, na? Romil Ramgadia responds, yes, Times Now and Republic gap has widened. They're so thrilled. What is the special interest that Partho Dasgupta is taking in making Republic number 1? What is the connection? Instance 4, August 20, 2017, Partho Dasgupta, former BARC CEO, says, I have put Times Now under control on all days barring Tuesday. This should bring it below Republic TV. Not below India Today, not below CNN 18, not below X, Y, or Z, just Republic TV, viewers. Instance 5, June 18, 2017. As required, Times Now numbers were changed while Republic is kept the same. Republic is number 1 at an all India level. They're so invested in Republic, viewers. Why is the Enforcement Directorate not looking into this? Why, in fact, is the Enforcement Directorate looking into this matter at all? The source of the investigation is based on the Mumbai FIR, which makes no mention of any money laundering. The ED has a very specific brief. It goes into cases of money laundering. There's no money laundering here. So who is engaging enforcement directorate here, viewers? That's the fundamental questions. Viewers, all this meddling meant that Times Now was pushed to number 2 in the most important rating metrics, and genre manipulation was ongoing. After BARC resumed ratings, following the cleanup, Times Now has been number 1 throughout in the most influential rating TGs, target groups. Let's go to the pie graphic and let's go to the bar graphic, and I'll show you those numbers. Viewers, before BARC data was stopped, when the fixing was going on, Times Now was at 22%, Republic TV at 35%. Today, when the government asked BARC to release data, look to the right of your screens. Times Now is at 32, Republic is at 30, and viewers, India Today is at 10%. It's Times Now which is number 1. This, viewers, is the scenario. So if we were fixing, why weren't we number 1? Before the ratings were suspended, who fixes to bring yourself to number 2? These are logical questions. The Enforcement Directorate, of course, viewers, has zero logic. They run on agendas. I have said this, and that's why their conviction rate is abysmal, less than 1%. Viewers, I want to show you other cozy exchanges that have taken place between Partho Dasgupta and Arnab Goswami, which tell you, viewers, that there is something awful that is going on. As I call it, pillow talk about the media in general, other proprietors in general. Let's look at some of those. Let's press the continue button very quickly. Let's get on with it. Look at the conversations that are going on. This and next BARC board meeting is crucial, Arnab. You have too many enemies. Why is Partho Dasgupta, who is supposed to have neutrality, favoring Arnab so much? But I will be your friend, whichever role I'm in. He also goes and asks Arnab to get him a job in the PMO. And Arnab Goswami says, yes, don't worry, I'll get you. This so-called nationalist anchor talked about, viewers, talked about Pulwama, saying this was a great TRP victory. He was telling Partho Dasgupta, give us a spike. That is what he was saying. Sir, 20 minutes ahead on the biggest terrorist attack of the year in Kashmir. Only channel with a ground presence. He goes on to say, Partho says, Modi happened yesterday. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Arnab Goswami said, no, I have planned some build-up thing after we spoke. Idea to gain massive spike. So used his speech yesterday and pushed it by a bit today. This attack, we have won like crazy. We have won like crazy. TRP. Partho Dasgupta says, your DD man is acting funny. Arnab says, okay. Convergence Committee, he's talking about no representation of smaller channels in BARC and IBF board, rotation important. Chairman should be from outside industry, reputed person. Because this is unhealthy for PMO. Note it. Wanted a job there. Any clue on what's happening? Meeting MIB secretary at 4. I've shared those points yesterday, says Arnab Goswami. With PMO, says Partho Dasgupta, or the minister. Not with the secretary. Minister, Partho asks. No, PMO. Viewers, please let me know what he says. They're all so invested in each other. I leave it at that, viewers. The ED needs to be investigating the right questions here. Viewers, as I said, we have a clean chit. Why has the ED buried it? I leave it to you.